Egypt before Pharaoh, but not according to the archaeologists. I'm translating this from a Greek article. Ra, the god of Egypt, of ancient Egypt, Ra, departed to heaven, and Osiris became Pharaoh of Egypt with Isis and built Thebes, according to Plutarch, the ancient Greek. Have you ever thought of pre-pharaonic Egypt and its rulers, but not according to the scholars? Then we'll see how Egypt was before Pharaoh, based on ancient texts written many, many years ago. In ancient Egyptian times, before the first mortal pharaoh, Menes Narmer, ruled the territories of Egypt, there were other kings and or deities, and in particular, those who came from above, the overlords, who ruled this land. This time, pre-Aryan Egypt remains a great mystery to most Egyptians because they cannot accept what is written in ancient texts because they go directly against the beliefs of most historians, archaeologists, and Egyptologists. The year before 3000 BC, that is 5,000 years ago, the date that Pharaoh first appeared in Egypt, is a great riddle. It is no secret that the ancient Egyptians regarded their civilization as the heritage of the gods, who were not natives, nor came from another part of the earth, but came from elsewhere, quote unquote, from space. Pre-pharaonic Egypt seems to support this theory. And that's exactly what the Tully Papyrus also tells us. Okay, well, let me just go into that now with the Wikipedia. I'm reading from Wikipedia. The Tully Papyrus claimed to be a transcription of the Egyptian papyrus dating from the reign of Thutmose III. And Thutmose III was the sixth pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Officially, Thutmose III ruled Egypt for almost 54 years, and his reign is usually dated from 24th of April 1479 BC to 11th of March 1425 BC, from the age of 2 and until his death at the age of 56. Now, the claim originated in 1953, article published in Doubt, the Fortean Society magazine. According to Thayer, the transcription was sent to him by Boris de Rasche-Wittels, who supposedly found an original transcription of the papyrus among papers left by Alberto Tully, a deceased Vatican Museum director. References to circles of fire or fiery discs allegedly contained in the translation have been interpreted in UFO and Fortean literature as evidence of ancient flying saucers, although ufologists Jacques Vallée and Chris Obeck have described it as a hoax. According to Vallée and Obeck, since Tully had supposedly copied it during a single viewing of the original papyrus using an ancient Egyptian shorthand, and de Rasche-Wittels had never seen the original, the alleged text likely contained transcription errors, making it impossible to verify. Now, author Eric von Daniken included the Tully Papyrus in his speculations of ancient visitations by extraterrestrials. In the 1968 Condon report, Samuel Rosenberg reported that it was likely that Tully was taken in and that the papyrus was a fake. Rosenberg cited the Tully Papyrus as an example of stories circulating among UFO book authors taken from secondary and tertiary sources. The Tully Papyrus supposedly has a witnessing of a pharaoh to the landing of the overlords of Egypt, the sky gods, some alien beings landing in the Giza Plateau area with their fiery discs, their UFO spaceships, and that they had advanced technical knowledge, and they were the ones that were granting this knowledge to the Egyptians, to the ancient Egyptians. So that's a little bit about the Tully Papyrus. Now, going back to the article, one of the most important ancient texts that tell us more about the history is the Papyrus of Turin, which lists the pharaohs who ruled ancient Egypt. It not only includes all the official pharaohs of ancient Egypt, but it also mentions deities or gods who came from above, who landed in Egypt before Egypt's first mortal pharaoh, with a genealogy spreading over 13,000 years. It reminds us of the Emerald Tablets, where those ancient kings of the earth lived for hundreds of thousands of years and reigned for 20, 30, 40, 50,000 years. Anyway, scientists regard this ancient text as pure myth, and most of its details have been overlooked and omitted from history books. They appear to have no ancestors or developmental periods. They appear to have appeared during the night, according to English Egyptologist Toby Wilkinson. There are some researchers who believe that by calculating the information obtained from the Papyrus of Turin, it's referred to as the Kingdom of Ptah, Ptah, who is the creator of the first ruler of ancient Egypt, dating back 39,000 years. Egyptology and historiography teach us that the pre-war era is considered a myth without much historical value. The Palermo stele is another incredible ancient text that mentions the pre-dynastic rulers of ancient Egypt, which also refers to the Egyptian god Horus, who as a natural ruler of ancient Egypt thousands of years ago. He was a natural ruler thousands of years ago. Another Egyptian god, Thoth, Thoth, is said to have ruled the lands of ancient Egypt from 8,670 to 7,100 BC. So he ruled for 1,570 years. Interestingly, the Egyptian high priest Manethon, who had access to unlimited ancient texts from the ancient library of Alexandria, and who wrote for Pharaoh in the history of ancient Egypt in 30 verses, refers to the divine beings who dominated the gods. If you look at today's Egyptologists, you'll find that they also use Manethon's dating as a very reliable tool in their study, but for some reason the Egyptians themselves decided to avoid anything related to prehistoric dynasties, choosing carefully the details, what suits them, and rejected anything that does not fit their view. We can trace the leaders of Egypt of the very distant past to a series of ancient key lists. The royal list of Abydos, for example, located on the wall of the Temple of Seti, Seti I, offers a chronological order of 76 rulers. Now we know the Temple of Abydos the Temple of Seti I because it has the hieroglyphs of those aeroplanes, spaceships, helicopters, submarines, cars, rockets. We've all seen those. In addition to the Royal Catalogue of Karnak, located in the Louvre Museum in Paris, has 61 rulers from Mene to Thutmose III. These two directories offer us the tradition of Upper Egypt. The royal list of the Saqqara lists 47 kings before and among others Ramesses II. In its original state, the papyrus must have been a beautiful example, as the script is extremely good. That is, it looks exquisite, it's in very good condition. It contains the names of kings, over 300, with the duration of each kingdom in years, months, and days. The final version of the papyrus has not yet been finalized, as further study is expected to yield more results. The papyrus begins, like that of Manethon, with the dynasties of the gods, followed by the mortal kings. The arrangement in the papyrus is very similar to that of the Epiphany of Manethon. Manethon provides us with many interesting details about the so-called divine, quote-unquote, leaders of ancient Egypt and their dynasties, which they divide into three different categories: the gods, the heroes, and the manes. But many other writers, Eusebius, the bishop of Caesarea in Palestine, and the synagogue speak of a series of gods who ruled the earth for a total of 36,600 years. After this time come the mortal pharaohs of ancient Egypt. So who were those who came from high, from the heavens, and ruled Egypt for over 36,000 years, and some of them for over 1,500 years? Who were they? Where did they come from? And they obviously brought advanced technology with them. If you see one of the videos I posted today having to do with the battery of the tombs of Saqqara, the ancient Egyptian batteries of the granite tombs that were found, they knew how to use fermentation to create a battery. And the battery lit up the whole pyramid, the whole area around the pyramid, with a blue light, lighting up the whole area. So that was just one of the simple things that they knew, let alone the construction and how to build pyramids with the golden number, the golden ratio, and technology that we don't even know of today. Where did they come from, and who were these beings? If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.